So basically, all I'm going to do is sidestep. As I sidestep, I'm going to throw my tight ball. So sidestep, bang, and then I throw my tight ball. Okay. So ideally, he's going to pass me. Here he comes, bang. Okay. Now, then I move to it with you. All right. So if I didn't move out of the way, I got to hit him. Now I got a chance to move out of the way for whatever reason. I don't be able to move out of the way. I'm going to come in. I'm just going to stop him with a tight ball, and then back in with 2, 3, 4. All right. So try that. All you're going to do is sidestep. You guys study any kind of combative, you know, even traditional martial arts, you know, it is what it is, right? Thumb up, okay? And horizontal, vertical, at an angle, this way, right? Could be down here, could be there. You know, eyes, ears, nose, throat, jaw, right? Nose, throat, that way. All right, we're going to do a couple combinations. But all I want you to do now is just kind of work on just the chop itself. Right? Just stay stationary, just kind of work the chop itself. Front hand, rear hand, whatever you want to do. Stay stationary and then we move with it. Okay? Another thing you can do. Some people actually prefer hammer fist. The concept is exactly the same. Moving around the striking area is exactly the same. Here's my striking area, right? I do a hammer fist, here's my striking area, right? I teach college girls, don't get any crazy ideas, right? College girls self-defense, right? I showed them this, and then I showed them this, and now they're all close their hands because they say it hurts less. It's the same concept. So if you're comfortable doing this, okay, do that. Chop, hammer fist, either one. It's the same thing. If I'm doing cold hunting, it's the same thing, right? My target's the same. Okay? I can even maybe go too far with my forearm. Right? Bang! It's the same thing. Alright? So if you think strike from here to here is what you're hitting with, then you can either open hand or closed hand. That's it. Right? So just stationary, here, here. Play with it, see which one works for you. Right? Hammer fist or chop. And just stationary, back and forth, 2 hands, you go from there. Arms crossed. Okay? If my arms are crossed, it's hard to get them out. If they're folded, I'm right here. Okay? So if you don't stand this way, your arms are folded, start doing it this way. Alright? And then before you know it, start doing it this way. Because now all you do from here is stand, bang, you're top right there. Alright? So it's nice and you can do a block too. Okay? A block is right, bang, right? So you come either way. So what we're going to do now is, I'm going to go here real quick. Okay? I'm just going to be standing here, okay, in this position, and alright, and then continue on with 1 or 2 or 3, whatever it might be, but just start with your arms folded. This is a position that I might call myself in, we're talking. Yeah, I'm sorry, I rear-ended your car. Bang, bang. Alright, so start with your arms folded, and go from there. Yeah, don't do this, guys. Good job. As I go. Then you can mix them up. Okay? Just go bananas. Right? But put them together. Tight ball first, and then you chop, hammer fist, whatever you want to do. Alright? So the combination is, okay, I'm going to chop, and then this one kind of does require hammer fist. Okay? I'm either going to go to the nose itself, or to the very tip of the jaw. Okay? It's actually a perfect one, the very tip of the jaw. Okay? Then if you hit it hard enough, it'll dislocate the jaw. Alright? So you're going to go tiger claw, hammer fist. Right? And I'm going to aim for here. Okay. You can aim for the nose if you want. It's a very small target, so the nose is probably better, admittedly. Right? But I like this one. So you do a tiger claw and then bang. Come down with the hammer fist right here. Bang. Right there. Alright. So play with that one a little bit. And then come down here this way. Okay? So you got your hammer fist in. I can jump forearm in there, so you the distance I'm in. Alright? So I can tiger claw and then bang. Now, the way I train the throat top, if you have a pad, okay, the forearm is the throat, if that makes sense, coming from here and here. Even when you're doing that, okay, watch, if you do this over and over again, it still sucks, because it still hurts, but for simulating the throat, I want to hit something, so hit the forearm. But you keep doing this 50 times, I'm not fucking out of it. Alright, so keep the shot easy. It's more for targeting purposes than anything else. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. Right? So, 1, 2. In actuality, what I'm doing is here and here. Right here. Does everybody feel that shot too? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. If you haven't, I don't mind helping you. Right? But it's always a good idea, and I'm very big on I gotta feel it till it works. If you haven't felt it, just do 4 reps out. And it doesn't have to be, you know, you can do a 1 to 10, you can do a 2. You know, still do shit with that, right? So, but if you prefer to hammer, if you prefer the chop as opposed to the hammer fist, then this is 1, 2, right here. Very good. Alright, put it out a little bit. I'm gonna bring it back and chop the other side. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm tight on, I'm getting here, I'm bringing it back and the other side. Okay, in actuality that's what I'm doing. So I'm coming here, 1, 2, 3, all the while stepping in. So this shot, if I'm close enough, bang, I actually go forward. Okay, so I'm stepping in. And this is kind of doing these. Okay, so again, so this 1, right, 2, like we did, bring it back, and chop the other side. Alright, let's do that. So it's 1, 2, 3. Benny, I don't know who the fuck Jeff Benny was. Alright, so I don't follow Jeff Benny. How old are you? I'm not 50 yet. I don't know who the fuck he was. Alright, and if you get people 20 years old, you're like, who the fuck is Jeff Benny, right? So I call it beard scratcher. It's the same thing. Yeah. I got a beard, so I scratch my beard. If you got glasses, it's the eyeglasses. Right? So I can do it from here. So if I'm standing here, and again, if you think back to when you guess about the cues and stuff like that, okay, right? I know he's cueing me because I can see him, so I'm setting him up too. I'm playing off my glasses, and guess what? Hey, there, I go right from there. Or I'm scratching my beard, chop right from there. Alright? So try it from that position, you know, beard scratcher, eyeglass adjuster, and go right from there. Alright, so try that. Try from that position. And then we're gonna play this as we're talking about something. Right? One of the girls I teach, she's got her hair braided, and as I'm explaining the technique, so she's sitting there braiding her hair as I'm talking about something. Alright, so find something that a position you find yourself in every day. Some people stand like this. Right? Some people stand behind the bottom. I stand like this a lot. Right? So find a position, you might have to think about it for a minute or two. Find a position you're kind of standing on a regular basis, and then strike out from there. So if you're standing here, okay, I'm on my hips most of the time, there's no one sitting down talking to people, I need to be able to bang, shoot right from there. Okay? Or if I'm standing like this, you need to be able to boom, right from there. Okay? If you do kind of like this, you know, whatever you're doing, bang, you want to go shoot from there. So take a minute to think about the stance that you're standing every day, and then work on striking out from there. Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah? Be looking away, no looking over your shoulder. Alright? And then what I want you to do is as soon as you recognize that clue or cue, yesterday we said cue, today I want you to hit. Alright? So you can stand here, if you do the clue, bang, and go, and then alright? So play with a couple of them, right? You can even let them do 2 or 3 and then go, right? But pick one of the cues and then strike on that cue. Alright, so and then do any of the strikes, all the strikes that we've done so far, right? But put it together with the cue. Alright, no one wants to mix up that. Alright? It's no secret. Okay. Some people call it hand yoke. I don't call it hand yoke because right here yoke, I think of eggs. So I call it weapon hand. Okay, we're striking this way. Okay. Alright. Striking up this way. Now, you can go from here to here. The higher you go, the better it gets, in my opinion, because I'm here like this, but then if I come up high, my gag reflex starts to take over, right? So I want to come from here up as high as I can. Okay. I'm striking with the web. However, what I recommend doing, I know I found this out from training, is aim with this first knuckle. Okay? Because what I used to do is I used to aim for here, and then I would go and jam my thumb, right? And I can't do that anymore. So if you aim here, you'll probably get more of the web. Does that make sense, everybody? So aim with this here. Now this one's really good because it comes from underneath. So if we're talking, I can just go bang, right up, and stun and go. All right? Because I'll say this now, I was going to say it later, but I'll say you never want to fight this person. You want to stun and go. All right? A lot of what I teach is stun and run. And running could be your own definition of running. I go to my car and I get in. Okay? I run to the police station. I run to a crowd of people. But if you go run, you're not running a marathon. You're just getting out of the way. You're just getting away. All right? But from here, and I can do it right from here. I can do it from here. Back and forth. Okay? We're going to work on a trachea hold in a minute. Okay? But from here, all I want to do is from this position, shoot up right there. Okay? You can. I've seen people coming this way. You can. I think it works better from here because it's out of the eyesight. If I'm looking here, bang, right up, they don't see coming. And then just bang, pop it. Now, this one, you do kind of have to work on the wrist because we're not going to be doing this. Everybody will do it one time. Like, I don't do that anymore. All right, so here we're going to work on, this is my neck. Here. Okay, right from here, bang, right from here. That's why standing man is good, because you kind of see, okay, this is his chin. His nose right there. Alright, so play with that a little bit. Okay. Okay, it's kind of a stun and then go. Alright, so you don't want to go here unless you're doing the hold, which you're doing in a second. But I'm just going to go nice and quick, bang, and then go. So kind of snap it in there. Alright, and then come up, or you can do it with a tiger claw, and then come up. What I like about the tiger claw is you can actually do this. Oh, look! Okay, because as you're doing a tiger claw, you bend the face back. Oh, look! Bullseye! Right in there. Okay? You don't have to do it that way. There's an option. So play with it, see which one you like. You can chop, and then come up. Or tiger claw it, and then come up. Alright? So play with that. Play with either one of those. Alright. You can think about, horrible way to think about it, but think about putting your middle finger and your index finger together. And then as you're on the throat, think about bringing these fingers together. So I'm here, and I think I'll bring them together. Okay. We're going to do a takedown. When we do a takedown, we're going to do a takedown from there later. Alright? There's a lethal finishing move that maybe I'll show you. Right? Basically, all we do from here, just latch on. Okay? Now, if he starts moving back, then I want to kind of trap him a little bit. Okay? This is more of a control kind of, okay, what are we doing now, Bill? You know? I've actually talked to bouncers, and bouncers are used to bring somebody out of the bar. Oh, okay, let's go. Come on. Okay? But basically all you're going to do, go easy on your partner, just bring it up, okay, and then just kind of latch it. Okay? Do it. These two. Some people say you can use middle finger and thumb. My grip is not that strong, so I use index, middle finger, and thumb. Okay? And then the higher up you go, again. Alright? And as you latch in, just think about, I'm just going to bring my fingers together. Okay? Don't obviously go up and we're not doing that, but that's how I get the hold. Alright? Not going to make it hold. Okay? Alright. So, what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go like this. Alright? Then what I'm going to do is I have this in. I'm going to think about, as I'm ripping out, I'm going to bring my thumb through my fingers this way. So, find out if you guys can see. I'm coming in, and then I'm this way. Okay? That's the, I got to get home to my family move. Or, oh my gosh, a home invasion. Bang! Right? So I'm coming up, I'm bringing my fingers together. This time, as I'm doing it, I'm going that way, pushing my thumb through the two fingers that I have locked in there. Alright? So try that. Just so you kind of figure out what the smash is. Where's standing man? We've got standing man. Stand, take a rest. Alright. So, why not? Alright. So obviously everybody knows the typical chin jab. I call it the chin jab smash. It's just up. Alright. The chin jab push is more of a less lethal, less use of force. Because I'm big on using force, but I teach use of force as well. It's a lower level. But basically I'm just kind of pushing up. So instead of smashing up, I'm just pushing up. Okay? Which is going to help you to take down your throat later. Okay? So there's two, you can smash it, or I just push. Okay? So we'll work on the smash first, because that's the most fun one. That's what everybody knows. Alright? Again, I'm just going to step in and all the way. Okay? Like I'm serving a tray, but with my fingers. Almost like you're doing a tiger claw and bend your wrist. Okay, that's another way to think about it. Here's my tiger claw. I'm just bending my wrist and coming up. Okay? So from here, chin jab. Now, the thing about the chin jab, it is the only technique I'm aware of that has a documented kill in a training environment. I think it was 1940s, that British SAS. They were training the chin jab. One recruit went too far, snapped his bird with a back, and he killed him. Okay? So this is a great technique, but I say it's for more of a dangerous situation, if that makes sense. Because if you get it good, you'll put it in your chin, do the back and say, bang! So it's awesome, I love it, I train all the time, but it's a higher level of danger, if that makes sense. All right? So again, from here, I'm just going to all the way. Play with that one first, and then we're going to push. Okay? It's like a tiger claw, chin jab, or chop, chin jab. All right? So play with that. Try that with your partner. It sucks. And don't, work with your partner. All right? And partners go with it a little bit. Knowing that in real life, I am pushing. I'm not smashing, but I'm pushing with a little bit of meaning. Yeah. So yeah, so go with it. Later on, we're going to do that. that. What I want to get into now is a body manipulation technique. It's called a shoulder spin. I learned it from a ex-cop, and I've seen it in defensive tactics manuals, and I've seen it in law enforcement manuals, I've seen it in military manuals. Basically, all it is exactly what it sounds like, a shoulder spin, spinning the shoulders. Okay? The reason we're doing that is, like I said, I teach a lot of stun and run, stun and get out. We're not fighting this guy. We don't get the weapon, if he has friends, I want to get him and get out as fast as I can. So by spinning him, I'm putting his focus off of me, and then I'm going. That's, yes, I'm seeing what we did yesterday. Yeah, kind of. I mean, yesterday we did and it's very similar. Okay, we did the
arm drag.
Thank you, arm drag. Okay, I just push the shoulder as you do. Okay, now, along the lines of arm drag, you can push the shoulder, push and pull. You can also push and pull the arm. This one's good for law enforcement because they can then grab on, make an arm bar and lock and do what they need to do. But all I want you to do, and we're going to get into striking and then moving into what I want you to do now is just work with your partner and push and pull. Okay. As you do that, step past them. So you get in the habit of going, it's getting out. Okay, so I'm just going to push them and then go. Make sure you go the direction you spin them. Don't go like this. Hey, what's up? Spin that way. Right? Walk behind you. So I'm going to spin them and go. One push, one pulls. Now, yes, we're pushing and pulling. In real life, I'm going and I'm going past them. Okay? So I'm making essentially palm striking or trying to pull on the shoulder and spinning them. Then we're going to do that now. Just work with your partner. Just work on it a couple times. You each spinning them. And then pulling. Okay? So what I want your partner to do is resist a little bit. Okay? Resist as I push. Okay? Yeah, you might not be able to turn them all the way, but you'll be able to turn them a little bit. And that's all really all I need. Okay? And notice we're not hitting them first. Okay? I want to resist. You show, yeah, even if you resist, I can still sprint them a little bit. Okay? But notice before we spin them, and then if you're really not going to be able to resist it. Alright? Does that make sense? So I want you to kind of just resist it and see, well, I'm still going to be able to turn them a little bit. Right? So resist it, and then we'll add a strike to it. Just resist, just do one time, resist a little bit. Oh, look, I can still kind of. I mean, he's not spinning much, but he's not pushing me here. Bang, that's a little bit, and I'm going too. Okay, so resist it for just one time, and I'll strike it. Now we're going to talk about, I forget this phrase, but Barry yesterday, but now he's a diminished fighter. All right. Every technique in the world is going to work if this guy is diminished. All right. You can do it. If I butter up and get him in a jump, I can do a spin kick, it's going to work. Right? That kind of makes sense to everybody. Right? Not that we're going to do that. Right? We're going to kind of crazy stuff. But I'm going to hit him first, and then I'm going to turn him. Because after I hit him, he'll be loosening up and I'm going to really spin all the way. So if you're trying to go off, spinning it. With the thinking again, like I said, is I'm not spinning off this guy. Because as I'm doing that, he's pulling out the knife, so he's trying to come behind me. So I want to stun and go. That's the thinking. Trying to go, just spinning and go. Alright, so look at that. Behind the knees, you can. Okay, and then push it and go. Alright, so again, tight claw, spin as I step back, give him a shot. Alright, put it back. Once I'm here, okay, look where I am. Okay. Now, what did we do yesterday? Okay, we did the choke. There are many things. Once I spin him, yeah, I can do anything I want to do. Alright. One thing we are going to do is what's called an arm shove. That comes from Filipino Duo. Right? So basically what I'm going to do is as I spin him, this time I'm going to spin low here. As I do that, I'm going to grab here. Okay? Then I'm going to put his shoulder in his ear. Right? So that's the easiest way to think about it. Okay? As I spin him here, shoulder in his ear. This way and then pull. Okay? And that's the way you want to do it. Because then you have to walk away after you do that. We're spinning, so just an aggravated create more distance if you have to do the work. Again, the easiest way to think about it is as I spin, I'll stop the different stuff. Shoulder in the ear. Alright? With the shoulder, just as I spin, I grab the wrist, I go up and I just yank. Okay, so here I'm just yank this piece, okay? And then ultimately, you want to kind of work with me. You kind of want them in this position, and then there's a million things you can do. Barry talked about this yesterday. I like the hammer fist there. Okay, right here, elbow, whatever it might be. Okay, but the Irish whip, you do this slowly and easily with your partner because it's meant to kind of rip stuff. All right, so you're gonna spin, grab the wrist, bring it up, and then down and step back, and then crack and do one of those. Or finish any finish you want, but get the Irish whip in there. All right, everybody good? Okay. And we're walking as we need. Right. Now these aren't nice little type of okay. The purpose of this knee is to smash the testicles up into the pelvic bone. Okay, that's what it's designed to do. There's a video, you may have seen it, or might have it. There's a video of Carl, so sorry, but he needs to he's literally airborne. He goes back about 3 or 4 feet. I'm like, I had to watch it. Are you fucking kidding me? Right? So that's what you're gonna do. Okay. Now I'm stepping forward every time, no matter what. Basically, what we're gonna do start here, just do it in the room on knees. And then when you get to the end of the room, switch people and knee back. Because what that's what you have to do is move forward every time you knee. All right, and then we'll go on from there. We'll do that first. Okay. If I do this knee, I step forward, bang, right here. Oh, look, and then I push. Or I can do anything from there. Okay. So if I do this, bang. Okay. He's kind of at my mercy, so to speak. So I'm going to step in. So what we'll do, and you guys don't have to move back with it, but you can spread out. All we're going to do is fire claw, and then we'll build on from there. All right. So we got, right. So my hands are out. I'm kind of like this guy. I'm like, what the fuck? Right. That's what I call it. I've heard it called many different things. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. From here, I'm going to do an ear smash. Bang. Okay. Now remember, I rake and bang, and then me. Okay. So that's coming. So here's my position. I walk. Because now my hands are here. One. Windshield wiper. Okay. That's what my instructor explained to me. Windshield wiper. Because I'm not looking to what Barry was talking about. I'm not going to do that. I'm just looking to do this. Right? So there's a reaction away from me. Right? 1, 2, bang! Okay? So do that way first, and then we'll add the knee shot with the head. Okay? But first, bang! Okay, and again, I'm this way, here. Rake the eyes. Don't do it for real, rake the eyes. Bang! So play with that combination real quick. Alright? So essentially what I'm doing without the pad. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I love this one you can do right here. Bang, bang, super quick. Okay, and you pop, bang. Okay. So again, 1, 2, bang. Okay. So do that. Put the emphasis on the knee, but try that combination. Chop. Kick these things. Okay. On these, even though we're keeping the knee, aim more for the shin than the knee. Okay. I'm very worried about popping the knee. All right. I've never had it happen, thank God. But aim more for the shin and just shit. Not only that, but look what happens to his leg. Bang, bang, bang. All the stuff we've done. All right. So it's a whip, just boom. And as soon as he gets all balanced, then I can follow with it. All right. We'll only do it on one leg. So we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 people can put shin pads on, and then we'll rotate them. All right, but kick the shit out of it. All right, I got a chair. Oh, he's got a chair. Perfect. I'm gonna kick as the punch shoulder moves out with my knee. Bang! I can tighten claw. I can chop. Right? I can chin jab. Whatever. Throw something in there. So kicking them. Bang! Right. Whatever you need to do. You can also do it defensively. Okay. I'm standing here. He's coming in. Bang! Stop, man. Oh look. Bang! Okay, walk right in the middle. So I can do it this way, bang, bang, right here. All right. So it doesn't have to be offense yet. Okay, kind of like okay, no pick a scenario. We're ready to start just off. You know what? Bang. Right. Or hey, back up, bang. So you can do it offensively or defensively. All right, and then add a. So if you already have your shin kick, you keep your partner's shin, take this off because after a while.
switch legs.
Yeah. So then just kind of simulate it and add something else. All right. So add a combination of things. So, but there's a couple nuances. Kevin, can I borrow you?
Yeah.
I know. You gotta text your girlfriend. I know. My wife probably said it.
Where we met last night in the park.
All right. So step kind of off center. All right. We're just gonna do basic trick. All right. Because once you get the trip down, we can build from there. Now I can't just walk up and trip him. If he resists it, and first of all, he resists it. He still got two legs on the ground. I go. Okay, so I'm gonna roll her. So I have to somehow disrupt this bounce. Okay, that's why we're gonna do the push. Okay, that's why we can trick hold this way. But essentially, all I'm gonna do is get them all bounced somehow, and then just trip her. Okay. Just for sake of working the trip, all I'm going to do is grab on, push the shoulder, and then okay. I'm not going to sweep his leg. Okay, I'm just kind of tripping over here. I'm kind of tripping. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, now, how did I get there? Good technique. I latch on, and then it's a basic trip. All right, so do that. It sucks getting taken down. Do it like 2 times. And then just kind of right here. All right, so you're a little off balance. All right, and then we'll add the chin jab push and the trip. We'll add the straight down push, and then we'll do the head twist takedown, because that's one of my favorites. All right, so just work on the trip first. All right, here's on this part. All right, this is no joke. This right here is a place you never want to be if you don't have to be. All right, because chances are, if I don't know I'm doing 150%, it's not a good day for me. You never want to be in this position if you can avoid it. All right. So that's the if you can avoid it piece. All right. We're gonna start with let's start with the. Okay. Start with the quick draws in the second part. This I never want to be here. I always want to be armed. person is to stop it. All right? Then, once we do that, then I'll take a half step back. And then we'll do it a little further away. Until the point where we get 2 full arms length away, and then as soon as I see it, I gotta go. And then it gets a little trickier because now I gotta cover a bigger distance. All right? So play with that first. Start from here, and as soon as I skip back, go. All right? And latch on and then annihilate this guy. All right? So try that. And you can, we can't stop him coming out. Well, again, if I'm here, bang. Okay? Okay, if I see I can't stop it, I gotta, if I'm here, I gotta do something, right? Or I'm getting, I've seen this done. You know, you're just stopping it at this point. Once it's already out of the house, you know, deal with it. All right. There's no that right away because people start doing this. And they start doing this. And they're staying here. The pivot is more important. Make sense? Okay? So right now, all I want you to do is pivot. Go either way. Okay? And then you build on, I'm just going to show you, build on here, build on here, build on here. Oh, look! Back. So we'll build onto it, but I want you to focus on the pivot. Alright? So try that. And you go, okay, I'm going to give my money. If I don't, you stab me. Woo! Alright. That's why you always got to expect this end game is going to be the stab me. It might not be in his head, but in my head it is. Makes sense? That way I'm ready for the, oh, here's my $500, and oh shit, how come you did this? I just gave my $500. Okay. My end game is he stabbed me in the fucking stomach, so I'm going to make sure I do that. Makes sense? Perfect. Questions? Alright. Now if we have enough, everybody get a knife. I know that's never going to happen. Okay. We're on West Side Story, right? Guys catch that reference? Just making sure, okay. Yeah. So, knowing that this is probably never going to happen, just work with me because we're going to do some strikes from here. Alright? And this looks better for me to striking, stabbing this guy. See, I'm not arming up. I'm going to stab the shit out of him. Why did I do that? Okay, so it looks better. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is one person, yes, this person has a knife. We're working on offensive knife, so just hang out here. Okay, work with me for the drill part of it. Just make an X. Okay, cut, make an X. X doesn't have to be an X here. It can be this is my X, this is my X. Okay? This is my X, that's my X. Okay? It doesn't have to be a perfect X. It can be 1, 2. Okay? Just make an X. Pick a target and make an X. First. Simple. Try that. Okay? So slash him, grab him, slash, grab, step, slash, grab, step, slash, grab, step. Whatever we're gonna do. Slash, grab, step. Okay? Just slash, grab, step. So over, slash, grab, step. So slash him, obviously across the stomach, okay, across the leg, across the inside of the arm, either way. I mean, I don't even do it very hard to do dissertation on this shit yesterday, right? But obviously next here, pick a spot slash. Alright. Now we're gonna work on the stab. One stab that I like is called a C. Just make a C. Make a C. Everybody see? So all you're gonna do is you're gonna latch on and see. Latch on and see. Okay, let's do that way. Now, yeah, so what if the knife sticks in? And I can't pull it back out. Okay, good. Let it stick and then, do a C. Right? Alright. It sticks in and it can't get out. Okay, good. Let's do the C. Make sense? Alright. But for sake of the drill, because that's he's trying to block. Hey, guess what? Oh, hey, guess what? Now here. Alright. So just take grab it, latch on, like Barry showed us yesterday, and then just do a C. Right. And it could be anywhere. It's to your neighbor, right? Okay. You're doing this to guide it. It's starting to get past you and kill your family and already killed your neighbor. Alright. Here, straight up. That's the specific point. Then we're going to do one underneath the armpit. Okay? For whatever reason, I happen to catch him here, straight up underneath the armpit. Okay? As I go up the armpit, jiggle a little bit because it's going to rip the tendons. So up, jiggle it. Okay, that's another one. We'll just work on a couple of them. Up, straight up. Here, and obviously you got it. Straight in. All right. If you can stab the leg, stab the inside of it, like Bill was talking about yesterday, right? Stab the inside of it, and then. You can do that with all of them. Turn it, make a little C with your wrist, right? This one you don't necessarily need to. This one you can. This one you can. This one you can. Right? So those are 4 of my favorite points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Just play with that one. I'm going to put my knife here. Put this head back and up. Okay? So it's here and through. Okay? I'm not necessarily doing this. I'm bringing the head get to the knife. So it's here, bang. I mean, yeah, I can do a little emphasis if I need to. Okay? Again, this isn't I got to defend myself in the grocery store. This guy killed my neighbor, now he's going to kill me, right? So, and I ended up behind him. Again, pick your scenario, pick how you got there, right? Here, bang, straight up, through. Ready? Bang, all right, play that one. It's a padded piece of thing. But what I want you to think about is, hey, it's my umbrella. Hey, it's, sure, if you're in a bar, it's my whole cube, okay? I'm dating myself, but hey, it used to be my car antenna, right? It's anything. I don't know how many magazines they make anymore, but it's a roll-up magazine or a roll-up newspaper. It is anything that looks like this. Yes, it's a stick, but it's anything this shit. Does that make sense, everybody? All right, so now we got that out of the way. First thing we're gonna do it offensively and defensively. First thing we're gonna do is kind of hold it like this, and we're just gonna overhand motorcycle grip. Okay? We're gonna do a stick flick. A stick flick. So basically what I'm gonna do is from here, if I'm here, I'm just gonna flick it out. Okay? Now, this is not I'm gonna flick it. Oh right, I got him! Okay? That's probably just gonna it's gonna be annoying. So I wanna follow it up with something else. But right now, we're just gonna work on flick. Okay? I'm just gonna flick. And there's a little padded, I can just flick his head. I can flick his knee. I can flick his nuts. Right? I'm just flicking it. I'm not stopping here, I'm gonna flick and then do all that shit, right? But for right now, just work on flick. I can do it. Okay? It looks ridiculous, okay? And these are padded, but imagine if we got an umbrella with a little tip on the end of it, bang! Right? It's gonna check it for a second. And again, you're not just doing that, you're flicking them and then going. Make sense? So just work on 2, 3, minute or 2. Actually, saw all that behind me, they come up underneath it, this way, okay? See the military videos too, I'm sure you guys have probably seen it. It comes straight up, okay? Or I can push straight in. Okay, so you can be up and in. It can be a strike or a push. Here's the strike, here's the push. Okay? Depending on what the situation dictates, strike or push, right? Come up with it, come in with it, add that to the mix. Okay? Play with that, add that to the mix. The magazine's gonna be shorter, okay? Just like you're doing tonight, make an X. Hitting out with the X, make an X. Okay? If I got my umbrella, right, and he's attacking me with his hand, okay, he's touching his hand, there's an X. Okay? Whatever, okay? Just make an X. So do that a little bit, and then what we'll do is we'll add it to the whole mix. Like I'll be over here, I push, I do this, and this, I hit it, and I can just annihilate the fuck with it. Okay? Right? Well, for right now, just work on getting the X down. Again, it doesn't have to be X, it can be something tonight. Whatever my X happens to be. Alright? It's basically the butt of the baton, umbrella, whatever it might be. Again, pick your target. And then add that to the mix. Okay, and just go crazy. Just add that piece. And next time, either one hand or two, it's the exact same thing. Now, the disarm is actually very good if we're going to disarm it. If not, it's not. All I'm going to do to disarm it, it's fun, we'll do it. Practicality, beat the style of the guy and then take it, right? But it's very simple. I'm going to come underneath it and pull it out. And then, hey, now guess what? Now I can do it. Okay. So either way, you can do like the baseball bat swing. Stop it, hit him, reach underneath, and hold. That's all I'm going to disarm. I don't have to disarm it. I can just have the swing. All the other shit is done already. Alright? Do that. Take space. Right? Hit often, at least 3 times. Don't worry about disarming. If it's there, great. Other than that, stay safe. Work on, follow the cues that we worked on. You should be good. That's it. Are we good?
Station of the World War II combatives with other stuff thrown in. I trained with ex-cops. I trained with special forces guys. So I kind of stick stuff in. A lot of it's probably similar. Hopefully, some of it's not. You learn something. But some of the concepts we talked about yesterday, we're going to kind of reinforce today. One thing you always want to remember, is what I tell everybody, is you always want to hit first. And I think we kind of talked about, some people call it preemptive, right? Being something, I just say hit first. And we went through the whole cues yesterday about, you know, they get too close, you know, you want to hit them first. Also, if you can, and it's not always possible depending on the environment you're in, you always want to keep somebody at arm's length. All right? There's only 3 people that should be inside arm's length. All right? Close friend, intimate partner, or family member. That is it. Okay? Socially, we just met, right? This is acceptable distance for us to chat. We just met, right? If I start getting here, why am I getting here? Okay? Why am I getting here? All right? I'm getting in there. If I don't know him on a friend or family level, I'm getting that close to hit or do something I should do, right? So we always want to try to maintain that arm length. Whenever they get inside that arm length, you hit. Now, some people think, oh, I got to knock them out. Okay, first of all, it's hard to knock somebody out. I think it is. But you can push them away and keep them at arm's length. All right, does that make sense, everybody? So you always want to keep them at arm's length if you can. So that's the first thing I want you to. We kind of talked about it yesterday. I'm just kind of keep it arm's length, strike if they get inside arm's length. So always keep that in the back of your head today. Also, another concept we're going to work on, principle we're going to work on today is always go forward. Always move forward. Always take space. Always move forward. All right? Because if you move back, sooner or later you're either going to trip or fall, and you can always move forward faster than you can move backwards. So always move forward. If you hit 3 times, you're moving forward 3 times. If you hit 5 times, you're moving forward 5 times. Always move forward. That make sense? Okay. Those are the 2 main principles that we're going to talk about. First thing we're going to do is kind of review the fence that we talked about yesterday. And I know Chris talked about it. I'm kind of going to go into a little bit more of it. Chris used the analogy of this is the fence, this is the dog. Okay. I just use the analogy of the fence is done is if you build a fence around your house, it's for 2 reasons. What are they? Keep people in and keep people out. Right? So, if we're standing here, okay, this is my fence. He's outside my fence. Okay? If he comes in here, now he's inside my fence. Okay? I don't want him inside my fence. So then I have to. Right? So then I got to keep him outside of my fence for however I can. Alright? So, we're going to work on that fence today. And again, this is arm's length. Now, the thing about arm's length is, we're not walking around like this. Okay? So you kind of have to eyeball, okay, he's good now. When he takes a couple steps in, oh, that's a little too close. You kind of have to eyeball, right? Does that kind of make sense? Okay, now he's my fence. If he steps forward on my fence, oh, that's when I go. Okay, remember yesterday we talked about triggers and action triggers? If he touches my fence, back I go. All right, because why is he coming into why is he reaching my fence? Does that make sense? All right. All right, so we're going to work on that. What I want everybody to do is you're going to get a pad. So we're going to pair up, get a pad. This is, I want everybody to get a chance to do this is standing man. All right. It's a focus bit, but it's a face. All right. Primary targets I teach are eyes, ears, nose, throat, jaw. Okay? Eyes, ears, nose, throat, and jaw. All right, those are the primary targets we're really going for. You guys buried a whole dissertation on it yesterday, so we're going to go into it, right? But those are the 5 main target areas. All the time, whenever you can. Eyes, ears, nose, throat, jaw. That's why I like this guy, because he's got eyes, ears, nose, and jaw. Throat, you kind of have to improvise a little bit, but so what I want to do is one person's going to have you, and just kind of pass this around the room as you guys go. I want everybody got you kind of chance to strike standing man, because it's a little more realistic than hitting this thing. Right? So, partner up, I got another pad here. We'll use these. I got that. I got a couple. Who needs a partner? There you go. Alright, so what we're going to do is, alright, so we're going to sit here, right, and we don't need to do the verbal cues on it because we did that yesterday. One thing I mentioned though, and obviously Chris and I and Barry agree, you're not going to talk to them. You're not going to have a conversation with them. Yesterday we did the get back to back. I asked him a question. Alright, it's what's called a pattern interrupt or an action trigger. If he's coming to me, and I'm like, okay, stop, and you can even fit it into what Chris showed yesterday. Get back, get back. Hey, what time is it? Something crazy like that, because it throws them off of they're not expecting me to ask them that. So it's called a pattern interrupt because there's a pattern when they attack you, there's a pattern that they're expecting from you. They're, oh my gosh, okay, well, whatever you need. But the minute you turn the tables on them, it interrupts their pattern. Does that make sense? Okay, so, and it can be as crazy as, hey, it's sky blue. Huh? And what you're looking for is that one little look in the eye and be like, and then you go. Alright, so you can do it that way, or you can do, so what we'll do is we'll do a fence here. He's gonna hold here. He's gonna walk forward, touch my fence, and then I'm touching my fence, I go. Alright, first technique we're gonna do is what's called a tiger claw. Who's got standing man? There you go. Okay, tiger claw is basically, okay, I've heard it called an eagle claw. So basically it's a claw hand, and I'm being right at the eyes. The good thing about the tiger claw is the way the hand is designed when it hits the face. Okay, if you look, I'm getting something. I'm getting the eyes and nose. Okay, I might be getting the jaw, whatever it might be. So I'm just going to bang right in here. Alright? So that's my tiger claw. So basically what he's gonna do is he's gonna come in, he's gonna touch my fence, bang! And I do it. Alright? And then we're gonna add to it, okay, 1, 2, 3, whatever we might need to do. For right now, we're just gonna do one. Alright? So start like this, we'll start our fence, he's gonna come forward, as soon as he touches my fence, then I do it. Alright? So play with that, we'll do that for a few minutes, and then we'll add another strike, we'll add some verbals. So partner up is kind of like Chris did yesterday, stop. We're gonna say stop, and then we're gonna ask a question. Just whatever you can think of. Ask this guy a question. Like, hey, what time is it? Hey, is the sky blue? Something out of the blue crazy. Okay? Because like, so it's the pattern interrupt, it's also the action trigger, meaning the action is as soon as I ask that question, then I hit. Does that make sense? Okay? So he's gonna come in, stop. Hey, is the sky blue? Bang! And then I hit. Okay? So try that, add that verbal piece in there. Say stop 2 times, and then ask him a question, and then go. Alright, so try that. Stop. What's your name? Alright, good. Stop. Hey, stop. Stop. Alright, so. Alright. Good. So now you guys hopefully get the idea. Again, you can do the stop, down, motherfucker. No, not down, motherfucker, right? Up, down, you know what Chris was talking about yesterday. You can use a pattern interrupt. What I like doing is just giving you guys options and pick what works for you. Okay, we're gonna kind of be doing that all morning, whatever. I'm gonna show you 3 different things of one technique or one concept and pick big work for you. Okay, that's the most important thing. However, whatever you're gonna do instinctually, that's what you want to do. All right, so you can either do the pattern interrupt, you can do the action trigger, or you can do the once they touch my fence, bang, I go, whatever it might be. Now we're gonna add a couple combinations. That one, so you can be my partner. No, you both there. All right, so now we're gonna spend a little bit of time on tiger claw. All right, so now I want to do at least 3 hits every time, at least 3. All right, and I'm gonna go. Now remember, I'm moving forward every time. Okay, I'm moving into him. Basically, what I want him to do is this. Okay, because if he's doing that, I'm winning. Right, and I'm protecting myself. So we're gonna do this offensively without really saying, okay, he's stepping into my fence, and then I go. We're just gonna kind of skip that part because we've already done it, and then just do the strikes. If that makes sense. Right? So we're ready. Okay. What's that?
Still doing tiger claw?
Still doing tiger claw. 3 tiger claws. All right. So you're gonna go from here. 3 tiger claws. You can do front hand, rear hand. If you're comfortable doing 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to do, just do 3. Okay. You can do 2 front, 2 rear, whatever it might be. Right? But do 3. All right. 3 tiger claws. Okay, so basically, I'm here. Right? I'm in my fence. He's going to step forward. The minute he steps forward, bang, then I do 1, and then 1, 2. Got it. So the first one's kind of like almost like a stop hit. If you want, he's coming in, bang, I stop him, and then bang, and then I keep going. All right. So before we were doing, he's touching my fence. Now his face is touching my fence. Does that kind of make sense? Right? His face is touching my fence on a tiger claw. but his face is touching my fence. So he's coming in, and then I go 2 more. All right. So try that. So let them come in, tight claw the first one to stop them, and then add 2 more.
You want us to?
Yeah, rotate stand them in. The thing about it is, okay, here's my fence. This is ideal. I might not be able to get my hands up here. All right. I might get stuck here. I might get stuck here. I might get stuck with my hands in. Okay. So I don't like the term stance. The stance sounds very static. I teach Muay Thai, and this is my stance. Right. Everything we do in Muay Thai comes from the stance. Well, if I'm not in the stance, my switch kicks aren't going to be as effective, or my tie kicks aren't going to be as effective because I'm not in the stance. That's what it's designed for. But this can be dynamic. I might not be able to do it. I'm going to be here. I might be hitting a bar like this. I might be leaning against a bar like this. I might, whatever. Right? So I don't like the term stances. I like positions because I might find myself in this position or that position, whatever it might be. So you have to be able to do any strike from any position. Right? So what we're going to do now is from here, I'm going to have my hands on my sides, and I'm going to strike out and tiger ball. Okay? You can do front hand, rear hand, or you're going to stand here and just go. Alright? Because you want to be able to do it from here. Oh, what's up? Right? So, again, do 3. So I'm going to do it here, and then